Okay, you guys, let's do this. It's going to be so professional. Like, so professional. Here we go. Welcome to the Live Support Podcast with your hosts, Michele and VanDusen and June Colson, a couple of clean comedians who support each other and others through comedy's wacky and winding roads. I hope you're ready. Get set. Let's go. Since podcasts have a catchy tune, we wrote this song for Michele and June. Clean comedians are best friends too. Oh, it's so good. And you never know what they'll say or do. Here we go, sing with me on Live Support, with Michele, who's really short. We'll have a ball, with June, who's really tall. They have fun, interviewing comedians on Live Support, with Michele, who's really short. Now it's time to start Live Support.
The Live Support Podcast is brought to you by the Hot Breath Comedy Network.
Wow, give yourself a round of applause. Oh my goodness. Okay, first of all, I absolutely love this new setup, okay? This new setup where I can see our guest in the background. And the look of fear, maybe confusion, maybe joy and pain at the same time. She heard our... As she heard our theme song was fantastic, like absolutely fantastic. So I'm loving this. I'm loving that we can see the guest, or I can see the guest now in the background. You have given me a wicked amount of power now, Michele. Things could go wrong so fast. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Good morning. Sorry. Hi. Welcome to the Live Support Podcast, the award-winning podcast. I'm your host, June Colson, here with Michele with 1L VanDusen. I do it like this because I don't know. It's like field goals.
You don't want to be like
I don't
loser.
want to be like loser.
So.
Yeah,
but see if you're doing...
You could do the J for June, but then that's like bullhorns. Look at that. Would you look at that? Look, do you look? That looks like bullhorns. Okay, people just have to see. You just have to watch. You just have to watch it to see that. Michele,
good morning. Where could they watch it? Now that we're talking about they could watch your podcast.
Oh my goodness. They can watch our podcast on Wait, is that right? That's not it. They can't watch it on Captivate. No, on the Creative Motion Network, on Roku TV, on Vimeo. I'll never get it right. Vimeo, or on our YouTube channel at Live Support. So yeah, you can watch it and you can see those cool moves that I'm doing. Michele, listen, I gotta tell you, can I tell you about my two dog stories this morning?
Yes, I want to hear your dogs.
I'm the worst dog pet owner. Well, I'm just a weird, our neighbors, we already know my neighbors think I'm insane, right? So yesterday I have a hoodie on and I had a tennis ball and I was going out to throw ball with Reggie. He's a boxer retriever mix and he's adorable and he's a big old dude and he's just great. And so my neighbor was out in their backyard and I go out in the backyard with Reggie, and in my hoodie pocket, I took a snack. I brought an apple out with me, right? And so I'm like talking to the neighbor and, hey, how you doing? And they're like, hey, how are you? You know, and they all are kind of like, don't make eye contact. It's June. Everybody turn and walk away. And they're like, what are you up to? And I go, I'm just out throwing ball with the dog. And they're like, oh, cool. And then I reach in my hoodie and I just throw my apple. And the neighbors are like, and then it hits the ground. It just shatters. Like it explodes with chunks of apple everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, neighbor.
I ate a pear today, so it's almost the same thing because it just kind of falls apart in your hand.
Have you ever thrown fruit for your dog? Have you ever done that? This is just me. Just me.
Well, no. It is just you. I've done like carrots, but those are vegetables, right? Yeah. So
yeah, dogs
completely different.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. So it's storming a little bit today, and Reggie he's our big dog, but he's also a big baby. He gets very nervous when it rains, and last night it was lightning and thunder and storming. And so we don't normally let him lay in the bed with us, but he's so big, he puts his head under my pillow and he pushes my head up and he'll just like put his paws up like, hello, I'm freaked out here. So we let him lay in the bed this morning and then, or last night. So this morning I'm coming upstairs to get ready for the podcast. And I told my husband, I said, you need to throw him a couple of those hemp chews, right? Have these little chews that have hemp in them that help calm him down.
Are those quiet moments? Is that what those are?
Not the same thing that Rhonda Corey has, no, but similar, something similar to it. So our friend Rhonda Corey, who has Talk is Cheap, Y'all have to check that out. She's been a guest on the show. Go back, check that out. Season 1. No, they're just they're little nuggets, little hemp chews. And I have 3 jars in the cabinet in our kitchen. And I tell Jason, I said, grab the little hemp chews for Reggie, throw him a few so he doesn't interrupt the podcast. And he was like, okay, where are they at? And I said, in the cabinet. And he was like, which cabinet? Kitchen cabinet.
Do you have them labeled? Please tell me that you have these things labeled.
Well, I have 3.
I'm just picturing all the teenagers that you've had in your house. I'm picturing you having boys running around just eating whatever.
Well, so who knows?
Where is the story going? Oh no.
Yeah, who knows? No. Because he it's a dog shelf, basically. Like there's a basket that has their toys on it, and then there's like their clear jars, so you can see the little dog bones in one, and you can see the like little soft chews in another, and then in the back there's the jar that has the hemp chews. And he goes, wait, where? And I said, it's like the jars on the dog shelf. There's 3 jars, and he slides it forward, and we don't use these very often, like very often at all. And like 2 weeks ago, it was completely full, the jar. There was like the bottom of the jar is all that was left. And I was like, what in the world? And he goes, well, I didn't know. And I said, what do you mean you didn't know? He goes, I've been giving him as treats to the dogs. Like I've been giving them to Raider. These hemp chews are made for dogs that are over 60 pounds. Raider weighs
so glad he was giving them to the dogs.
Oh, me too.
Oh my gosh.
Me too. Because my first thought was, please don't tell me you've been eating those. But then at the same time, I thought he has been pleasant lately. So maybe it's worth it. I don't know. So I'm throwing apples at my dog. Jason's been drugging them because the little dog, these chews are made for big, big dogs. And he's been feeding them to our tiny little dog. And Jason goes, well, that explains why he's been sleeping so much lately, I guess. That's not okay.
You know, he thinks he's a big dog, so it's kind of the same thing.
That's true. Yeah. Psychologically, maybe there is something with the medication. Michele,
gosh,
do you feed your dogs or your husbands or teenagers in your house hemp chews?
No,
I know you like that wheatgrass.
No, my husband was raised on wheatgrass juice, and he's like, yeah, just go out and eat the dirt. It's pretty much the same thing.
Ew.
Yeah, no, I use actually CBD patches.
Oh, okay.
For me, but not for the rest of the family. It's just for me. I'm not giving them my good stuff. I'm sorry.
But have you ever thought though, maybe when your husband's on edge a little bit and bugging you, that you might just slip a little patch, like on his back in the night when he's asleep and somewhere he can't see it, and maybe he'll just be sweet.
Maybe I could do that, but I'd have to shave him first because it sticks to your skin.
Michele, come on.
And so I hate to,
take it somewhere I don't want to go.
No, because I'm just saying, like it'll grab the tiniest minute hair that you have.
Ooh,
it's like it's like ripping off a Band-Aid kind of a thing. So to me, I'm like, you gotta make sure it's smooth skin.
You will talk about some stuff. Listen, listeners, to all our listeners, she wanted me to tell you all a story about like mucus and vomit. The other, she's like, you gotta tell that story on the podcast. I'm like, no one wants to hear that, Michele. No one wants to hear that. No one.
Okay, you'll have to say it now that you've mentioned it, but not today, because we have an amazing show today.
We do.
We have a fantastic guest, and we got to bring her up. We got to bring her up.
We do. Let's do it.
So, June, go ahead and introduce her.
You got the information, not me.
Oh, that's right. I do.
VanDusen, is there? Come on now. Don't give me some job I don't know. Here, I'll play more music. Go ahead.
No.
Tell us about our new guest.
Okay, so our guest today. Wait, let me do this justice. Our guest today. What? Wait.
Go ahead. I turned the music off. You're playing. Hang on. Let me get. I just made this a few minutes ago. I just glued it together. Look at it. Look.
It looks very antique. I like it.
Ooh. Let's go.
That's a fancy guitar. Okay, we're gonna play whatever we want to. Yeah. We're gonna sing. So our guest today is the host of an award-winning comedy show, Modwash Moments. You can watch it on the Creative Motion Network on Roku TV. She's been a singer and a songwriter. Now she blends her music with comedy. She's super delightful, extremely witty, hilariously funny. Let's welcome our friend, DeAnn Alaine. We'll put our toys away now.
This is like the opening part of Hee Haw. Oh my gosh.
It is. Yeah. Do we put them away? Would you look at this thing?
I'm like, is that gonna fall apart the moment she even just picks it up?
Yo, I found
How
this in
old is that thing?
I found it in a barn. I don't know. It's some kind of folk, whatever. Someone literally built this thing, like this metal. Like, okay, so anybody who wants to watch this, y'all can let me know if you know anything about it, because I don't know. I don't know where it's got some kind of oil or grease on it, and they painted the little dots, whatever. What are those called, DeAnn? Those little dots.
That's what I call them, little fret dots.
Fret dots. That's what I was going to say. But no fret here, because we have DeAnn Alaine on our show. Good morning, DeAnn. Are you regretting this? Saying yes to us today? Are you regretting that yet? You've already had to see the fat jiggle on the back of my arms before we even got started, and
that is the most attractive jiggle I've seen at least in 10 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think this is going to be a dangerous interview today.
I'm so impressed with your throwing skills. I mean, you're talking about launching an apple and it's pulverated when it hits the ground. There's got to be like a fruit Major League Baseball.
Maybe.
Dog.
I'm going to the big leagues.
It shows. It shows.
You should see what I can do with a kumquat. I'm right at you. I don't know.
I lean more towards Michele, though. I'm kind of a disgusting person. So when she is talking about bodily functions, I used to be a nurse. So I'm like, bring it on, baby.
Well, and that's what I told her.
That's not disgusting. It's human nature. It's human. It's, it's perfectly allowed. Okay, go ahead, June.
Well, I just told her, I said, I get that. It doesn't bother me, but not everyone was a nurse. Not everyone enjoys those stories. So you just got to do it in the right, setting with the right people. All right. So we are with the right person today for an amazing interview. DeAnn. Here's the deal, pickle.
June Bug and Michele with one L. My gosh. Have I been waiting for this day?
Well, we want to talk to you about laugh support, and we know that you listen to the podcast. You're very supportive of it. You've let us know about certain episodes that you've listened to, and we'd love to know that you're there. So you have definitely been laugh support to the Laugh Support podcast. But we want to talk about your journey into comedy. You are wickedly talented. You are so funny, and we want to know, as you started this journey, who was your laugh support? Who are the people that, have been in your life to kind of lift you up as you got started?
It's okay not to say Michele. There's no humility in Michele whatsoever. No, actually, Michele is like peppered through my answers, because my laugh support, besides, I don't want to skip over that. I'm going to come back to you, Michele, but besides the two of you, the community from Leslie Norris Townsend's Clean Comedy Challenge created community for me and surrounded me with safe people where I'm not going to hear blue humor. Like, we hear plenty of blue humor. So to be in a safe community like that, that she created, was such a tremendous gift. But even before the Clean Comedy Challenge, I don't know how it happened, but Michele with Wilson's information came across a Facebook feed of mine, and she was asking this general question about her sons, because I have a son, and I answered a question, and it just like was the beginning moment of something so special. And then she saw that I was going to do the Clean Comedy Challenge. At that point, I had only done comedy for like 3 months. So I knew like nothing. Now I know like this much, but then I knew nothing. And she's like, let's work it out. And so Michele, even before the Clean Comedy Challenge, my first event, was a huge support for me because I knew nothing. I knew nothing. Yeah. So yeah. And Roscoe Nash, he's been a huge supporter, which of course I met at Leslie Norris Townsend's Clean Comedy Challenge. So that was a huge advantage early on in having the right people speaking into me with comedy, with joy, with life in general. So super grateful.
Yeah.
Well, your beginning is kind of how June's beginning is, because I remember staying up for a very long time into the wee hours with June going, no, you have to cut 35 of these pages to do your minute and a half. So it's kind of like the same thing. Like, you're talking way too much. And that's how I knew we would have a very successful podcast, because June likes to talk. So it's all good. No, but you have, DeAnne, you are so super creative and like your musical ability. Now, we're just going to put that out there. I, in no way, shape, or form helped you with any of your music. Let's just, you saw my talent just now. So we just want to make that a disclaimer. Yeah. So how did you come up with the idea, or how were you inspired to mesh your music with your comedy? If you're stepping into comedy and you want to start, just telling jokes, how did you decide to smush them together, merge them?
Listen, it wasn't an original idea of my own. It came straight from the Lord. I was just spending time with the Lord. This sounds funny. I went to a silent retreat with a bunch of women from my church, which I know is so oxymoronic. And
yeah, that's not real. That's not real.
Right now,
you were dreaming. I'm sorry. You can't do a silent retreat with women, please. Come on now.
Like, sometimes I'll hear people say, like, the Lord called me to do this, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, God, please don't ever ask me to do that. Don't ever ask. Silent retreat for women. That scared me like to the core. But go ahead, DeAnne, tell us.
Okay, so
this is fake news.
I really signed into that retreat with the purpose of wanting to hear from the Lord. I expected to hear from him, and
they kicked you out, right? Sorry.
And I'm not kidding. I was trying so hard to be quiet, but when you're in a room, we were in this dining room, and there was no talking, but we had real flatware, so you could hear like all the clinking of the flatware against the plates and stuff. And I just couldn't leave that alone. There's so much material just in that one moment. And so I started playing like Hangman, and I started like trying to get people to join in. And then soon you heard this like slight giggle. So I was very disruptive in the silent retreat without actually talking, at least for the first hour and a half. And it was an overnight event. So I'm in this chapel. It's like dusk, and it was such a beautiful surrounding, stained glass window. It was really gorgeous. And I opened up my Bible and I said, Lord, I really know that you want to speak to me. I've been a writer for a long time. I've been writing praise and worship music. I've been a praise and worship leader. And I know you have something specific in mind for me. And that's when he pointed out some Bible verses that to this day are some people's favorite material, because Jesus really is the king of comedy. He really is. And so he gave me these crazy Bible verses and had me turn it into comedy in a very silly and respectful way. And then he's like, you could sing about that. And so trust me, like I'm a little smart, but when in my weakness, God's strength is really made perfect. So literally he gave me the idea right off of the pages out of the book of Psalms. And so ever since then, it's just been like no stopping. And now I'm doing like full background music. I do music with my ukulele, and I mean, she's got to make an appearance. And like some dear friends of ours, like they're I don't know if you can read this. Clean Comedy Time with Brian Atkinson.
Yeah.
Love these guys. Like, okay, I'm not doing that right. Yeah, Clean Comedy Time. Okay, so so I just started singing about dead people from the Bible, and then I started realizing that you can sing literally about anything. And so it was just the Lord. Like it was his inspiration. And I had no idea he could be so funny. Like I had no clue. That's how that happened.
Yeah, that's awesome. I got to see DeAnne at her first Clean Comedy Challenge, and she did it. She did her first set, and it was really cute. And everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, who's this?"
Okay, it was awful.
No, it was really cute. It was really fun. It was really fun. It was really cute. And, and she kind of discussed the nerves and those kind of things as she went up. And then the second round, she plays the song that she's describing, and she just ripped the room apart. Like everybody was in and loved it, and it was so much fun. And it was a very odd environment because it was 2020, and so people had masks on and they were spread out, and it was very awkward and uncomfortable. And her music really just brought the whole
about dead people.
Yeah, about dead people, right? And so everybody's like, I hope I don't die. And she's like, they're dead, and people are singing. They're singing along with her with these masks on. And it really did, like, it was like, ooh, that's her lane right there. Like, and her personality, it was really awesome. It was really awesome to be able to see that. But DeAnne, so you had, but pretty early you had Michele, but has there ever been a time as you've been on this journey that you felt kind of lonely, like you didn't have laugh support, kind of feeling like you were hanging out there with, who's with me and what am I doing?
This is going to sound really odd, but because the Lord is the one that called me into it, shortly after that, like really shortly after that, he provided me with the network of people. Like he if he calls you to something, he's going to provide for whatever that calling is. And whether that's being a singer, praise and worship leader, or pastor, or a plumber, or whatever. I mean, so I was really, really blessed that he equipped me really quickly. And he's like, listen, chick, you're old enough. You can't wait like another 5 years. So I'm going to equip you with these people right away.
You look
like,
you're
gosh,
12,
Jesus,
please.
I'm not like Methuselah, for heaven's sake. But yeah, we have this funny language.
Right.
Methuselah?
Yeah. Isn't it like when he dies, the end will come? Right. Isn't that what it is?
That's gotta be it. Or, pruny, like old prune.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Right.
That's what it is.
I'm pretty sure that's like the Greek translation. I'm pretty sure.
Michele just pulled a my biggest fear, when somebody's like, and what did Jonathan say in the book of, I'm like, huh? Wait, what? Like, you are a Christian comedian, right? Don't you know the word? And I'm like, I know a few words. I'd like to give Michele a few words right now. Thanks for putting me on the spot. But okay, in fairness, I've done that to her a couple of times too. So here you are.
Sorry.
Here you are, and for those who don't, for those who aren't Christians, maybe listening, or I know that sounds like a very foreign concept, but I can say that like your journey is very reflective of my journey, DeAnne. And it was kind of that thing where I didn't start when I was in my 20s, and I was like, Lord, who's going to help me? And the next thing I know, there's people there just, that are really great. People like Michele, which I think is awesome that we both have that, in common. But now, I mean, you really, you've been doing comedy, you said just, a few years, and still growing,
I just
still
had
learning.
My 2-year anniversary. Like in January was my 2-year anniversary from that moment.
Yeah. So have you had an opportunity now? I mean, it's only been 2 years. For some people who don't do comedy, they might be like, 2 years, that's a long time. But in learning comedy in the comedy world, that's just, just this very tiny amount of time. But have you had a chance to be somebody's laugh support in this amount of time?
Oh yeah. I mean, I encourage people everywhere around me, specifically a mutual friend of ours whom I just love, Joe Whitey. We get together weekly. We get to work on material. I get to like try out my newest stuff with her besides going to open mics, and she gets to just be like, oh my gosh, we've got like, it's legit when you have nicknames for each other. Like she's Chicken and a Biscuit because it's my favorite cracker, Chicky. She's got a thing for chickens too, which I just love. And I'm Cracker Jack because there's always a surprise inside. So there's like this just truly loving, supportive thing. And that I get to do that with her and cheer for her and encourage her. She's going to go back to Clean Comedy Challenge this year. And I'm like, let's start working now. So absolutely. I mean, I feel like I just know like this much. And the Lord is like, no, I'm moving you quickly through this so that those coming that are even newer, you can just like encourage them and breathe out life. Cause I love cheering for people. So yeah.
Now, yes, I'm going to just point this out that how quickly you are working this because you are already an Edge Award winner. Is it top comedian for the year? Is that what you won?
Yeah, top female.
Female?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
right? So I find it just amazing that how much time and energy and focus that you have put into your comedy, and it's like you're always looking for a place for that outlet. You're always looking, where can I perform?
Yeah.
Where can I do this? Where can I do that? And I love the fact that you are such an encourager that when you go somewhere, it never seems like you're there for you. It always seems like you're there for others. And I think because you're always there for others to want to encourage and lift them up and give them an opportunity to laugh, I really feel that not only is God shining on you, but the audience is responding well. And the fact that you have that award, and then like whoever gets an award like that after 1 year, right? Come on now.
I think they must have had some of those hemp chews, honestly.
Maybe. But hey, listen, even we haven't really talked about Modwash Moments. So even one of the outlets for her comedy, she uses to bring joy to other people, but she also uses it to highlight different artists and different people in her community and different comedians and those kind of things. I had the opportunity to be on an episode of Modwash Moments. Basically, she has people in her car and you go through the car wash and you may sing a song, you may play a game. You can find her on TikTok, DeAnn Alaine, on Instagram, DeAnn Alaine 327, also on Instagram.
So 327 is my birthday.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh,
no. We're
getting there. It's getting there. Yeah. So you got to check out Modwash Moments. That's super fun. And that's something that you do that highlights other people. And, not that Michele sung this morning, but I mean, DeAnn even, let people know what an amazing singer I am on that episode of Modwash Moments. So you guys got to check that out. You got to check that
out. You guys, tears.
It was so much fun.
Oh,
it was
my
so
gosh.
much fun.
I love that game. We played this game called Incoherent Family, and then I made Junebug sing her cards, all of them, the ones she got, the ones she didn't get, while I'm playing my ukulele, and it was a showstopper. She brought the house down, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Let's just clarify for our listeners that Modwash Moments is DeAnn Alaine takes her vehicle through a car wash, and while she's in this car wash, you're playing games, right, with your guests.
Yes.
And you've had a variety of guests on that show, and so then you take that, and so you have how long is one episode? They're shorts, right?
Well, yes, they are shorts. A typical episode is right around 12 minutes. And that's usually because we have so much fun. We go through the car wash 2 times because you never know what's going to come up. Like we could play a game and it will spur something totally. It's very improv-y, which I love. It's very lighthearted and very comedic. And you never know what's going to come with it. And I almost always have like a 2-parter to some episodes. So the full editing process doesn't make it seem like it's a short, but it's a short. But yeah, you can see it on Creative Motion Network on Roku TV. And you can also see it on Taken TV, which if you're Apple users, you can go to Taken TV. You can watch it on your computer, on your phone. And it's just like, wow, Jesus, who would have thought that a car wash? And the cool thing about this, you guys, my husband, Gregory, and I, we were praying for a car wash to be built near where we live, not having any clue whatsoever what was going to come from it. So, God hears your prayers.
A clean car.
Yeah.
Like to have a clean car. That would be good.
The car wash nearest to where we were was in Haines City, and I live in the Orlando area, so it was in Haines City, and it kept stealing our quarters. And I'm like, I felt outraged and betrayed by this car wash. So I really needed inner healing. That's what I needed.
Yes. Well, it worked out great that they moved one close to you, and it definitely highlights your personality, your love for other people, your love for music and laughter. And I think it's been absolutely amazing. So guys, you've got to check out DeAnn Alaine. We for sure are going to have DeAnn back on the podcast because she's one of our dearest friends and we adore her. You can find DeAnn at www. Do people even say that anymore? www.
No, they don't.
No, just DeAnn Alaine. Now it's DeAnnalaine.com. Hey, check it out.
.com.
Oh, .com. Yes, sorry. You don't need the www or the com, but there you go. There it is. DeAnn Alaine. You can find her again on TikTok. DeAnn Alaine on Instagram. DeAnn Alaine 327. Also, that's her birthday. 327 coming up soon. Woo! Instagram. Modwash Moments. Michele needs to make it sometime to Florida so she can go through the car wash. Or, maybe when we see her in Indiana, maybe we'll find a car wash close by.
Yes.
If everybody gets to come. So we'll see what happens. All right, y'all.
Gotta be there.
Be it for this episode. Listen to him playing us out. Let me get my my
your artifact.
Listen though. First of all, I know you have a great ear, so if everybody be really quiet for just one moment, if you'll hold that ukulele and listen, is it in tune? I've been working on it all morning. Okay, ready? Here we go. That kind of sounds like soldiers marching to battle.
It does.
Except it's not a snare drum.
Right.
I thought you had a little cymbal-y thing there.
All right, go ahead and play it while I talk us out of here. All right, this is the podcast. You can find us on Captivate FM, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify, Player FM, and others. Also, if you want to watch us and see these amazing performances on our instruments, you can find us at the Laugh Support Podcast on YouTube, the Creative Motion Network on Roku TV, and on Vimeo. There you go. That's what it is. Friends, thanks for being with us today. I'm June Colson. Jesus and June Bug loves you. And Michele, yes, you got to leave them with some wisdom, okay? So I'm going to pop up.
Okay,
I'm going to pop up just a little piece of advice. You go ahead and read that and tell them goodbye. All right, here we go.
Wait. You want me to read what you wrote?
Yes, exactly what I wrote, Michele. Every week you're going to have to read what I wrote in a Southern accent. This one needs a Southern accent.
Okay. All right. If you turn down the volume just a little bit. All right. Turn down the volume just a little. All right. So this is Michele VanDusen saying never accept 2 cents from someone who ain't got no sense. If you poor, I ain't listening to you no more. No.
Oh, she embellished. All right, y'all. That's it. We love you.
Thanks for listening. Wait, oh no, it didn't turn off.
It's your